Hello, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Can we get the roll call, please?
Chair Boschert.
Here.
Vice Chair.
Someone's not muted. They're coming to us from another dimension. Someone's PC's not muted.
Oh, no. Oh, it should. No, it is.
You are now. It just came up. So someone else is unmuted.
I never touched a thing, and it was muted earlier.
Everyone's mic is on.
What's going on, man? We will continue the roll call. Pardon the interruption, please. Vice Chair McConnell.
Present.
Commissioner Carpenter.
Excused.
Commissioner Colling. Present. Commissioner Dunn.
Present.
Commissioner Tomachek.
Excused.
Commissioner Mayo.
Present.
Commissioner Zhang.
Present.
And Commissioner Torres. Present. Roll call complete.
Okay, we have a quorum and both alternates will be voting tonight. This meeting is for information only, and no action will be taken or recommended, or any recommendations will be made by the commission.
Chair, there is a public hearing, so that is.
Oh, there is public
Yes.
hearing. Okay, it says just a comment, no public hearing.
There will be a public
Okay,
hearing.
so that's incorrect. There will be a public hearing. All right, thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting from September 28th, 2021?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? Do we want a roll call on this?
Roll call, please.
Okay.
Chair Boschert.
Yes.
Chair Boschert is in favor. Vice Chair McConnell.
Yes.
Vice Chair McConnell is in favor. Commissioner Colling.
Yes.
Commissioner Colling is in favor. Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn is in favor. Commissioner Mayo.
I was excused.
Thank you for reminding us. Commissioner Zhang.
Yes.
Commissioner Torres.
Yes.
Both Commissioner Zhang and Torres are in favor. Vote is complete.
Okay, and the minutes are approved. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, comments were accepted electronically and via voicemail and were delivered to the Planning Commission and posted to the public agenda packet online prior to the meeting. Those who wish to give comments signed up in advance per the online guidelines and will be called upon in order to speak during the live meeting. There's only one item on this evening's agenda, and that is item 3A, presentation of the Downtown Vision Plan. The role of the commission tonight is to receive a presentation and provide feedback, if any, on the plan. And we have Nathan Lawrence to give a presentation.
Thank you, Chair Bosher, and good evening to you, Vice Chair McConnell, and the Planning Commission. I'm Nathan Lawrence, Senior Planner with Community Development, and I'll be presenting you with an overview of the proposed downtown Westminster specific plan. Do I get the slide presentation up? Thank you. Let's see, next, thank you. Tonight's public hearing is legislative in nature and is intended to provide the opportunity for the Planning Commission and the public to comment on the plan update. To bring this project before you, a staff agenda memo has been created, and tonight's public hearing has been noticed in the Westminster window. The agenda memo, its associated attachments, tonight's presentation, and public notice are hereby entered into the public record at this time. The Planning Commission tonight is tasked with receiving a staff presentation, holding a public hearing, and making a recommendation to the City Council based on the municipal code criteria that I'll go through toward the end of the presentation. Next slide, please. City staff has initiated this update to the downtown Westminster specific plan with the primary goal of making a series of surgical updates to the plan based on lessons learned through the first phase of development. Overall, the plan update aims to adjust standards and guidelines based on this experience, edit specific standards to make them less onerous while ensuring that high quality projects continue to be delivered, and to make the document more user-friendly to speed the development review and ensure the continued growth of the downtown. Next slide, please. Downtown Westminster spans a 105-acre site that's located between 88th and 92nd Avenues on the south and north, and from Harlan Street to Sheridan Boulevard and US 36 to the east and west. Highlighted in red is a city-owned property located inside. It is city-owned property that's located inside the yellow specific plan area boundary, which you can faintly see. The proposed plan update applies to all properties that are located within this boundary. As part of the update, city staff has reached out to all existing property owners within the downtown to review the plan content, to gather feedback, and answer any questions. Input from this outreach was highly positive, with participants encouraging staff to move forward with the proposed changes in order to ensure that the plan continues to reflect the high quality of development that has been executed to date. The changes will mostly impact future development proposals, and since the update was based on best practices implemented in the first phase of construction, there will only be minimal impacts to existing development. I'll now go through the major themes of the update at a high level. Next slide, please. A number of errors, inconsistencies, and word choices have been updated to increase user friendliness of the plan to the document and to save confusion and interpretation of standards. The plan was originally designed to provide the city's planning manager with some flexibility to authorize variances from plan requirements. With more experience gained, the plan update now identifies appropriate thresholds for such requests, and criteria have been added to ensure a thoughtful approach in consideration of administrative variance requests. Next slide, please. Staff also took the opportunity to refresh dated land use terminology and add stricter requirements for some uses that could prove to be harmful to the retail mix in the downtown. With more mixed-use development on the horizon, along with new employment office projects, the minimum floor area ratio for both of these uses has been modestly increased. This increase does not equate to an increase in the overall density in the downtown, but provides an assurance that new projects reflect the plan vision and precedent set by existing downtown development. At the direction of Public Works, service commitment-based development capacity limits have also been replaced with restrictions that are based on existing sewer capacity. There is sufficient capacity for build out of the downtown in accordance with the current plan vision. However, any deviations in distribution of density will need to be carefully vetted by Public Works. Next slide, please. As mentioned, we've taken the lessons learned from our first phase of projects to make surgical changes and that mainly impact the plan's built form regulations. Some standards have been modified, such as building heights, frontage occupancy standards, and building setbacks in response to ever-changing market demands, best practices in urban design, and other practical considerations. Building design requirements have also been restructured to make them easier to use, such as relocating standards related to each building to one place in the plan document instead of spreading them out over multiple sections. Some requirements were also simplified for ease of use. They achieve the exact same ends, but are now easier to interpret and apply. For example, the methodology employed to measure storefront glazing requirements have been cumbersome, so it has been revised to achieve the same ends using a more straightforward method. Next slide, please. A number of important lessons have been learned also related to effective site grading and its impact on the marriage of buildings to the public realm. For example, ground level retail spaces should not be obstructed by steps or railings caused by short-sighted grading choices. So new regulations aim to codify best practices learned from existing projects so they become the standard going forward, ensuring continued success of our retail. Experience gained in the design of setback areas has also informed the creation of new standards that require the extension of the streetscape into the private realm to deliver a seamless, high-quality pedestrian experience. Throughout the plan, requirements restricting the location of outdoor dining have been taken away with the intent of letting the market and our retail tenants dictate where outdoor dining will be provided rather than the street typology. Also, guidelines governing the performance of outdoor dining and landscape areas have also been refined to ensure that high-quality outdoor spaces continue to be executed. Next slide, please. The city's focus on mobility has expanded greatly since the last plan update in 2015. An input from the downtown Westminster mobility study has been incorporated. Given the lack of bicycle parking standards in the current plan, new ones have been created based on the bicycle parking that has already been provided by existing property owners that already is above and beyond our current regulations. The lessons learned in coordinating with downtown developers to improve pedestrian safety around parking structures has also been added, along with a new allowance for compact vehicle parking spaces. With the citywide sustainability push underway, new emphasis has been placed on implementing best practices in our downtown. In coordination with the city manager's office, some new text was added to both the overall plan vision and development requirements related to electric vehicle charging, or rather electric vehicle parking, recycling, water use, and other related topics. Other guidelines have been added to inform sustainable design decisions related to building construction, such as requiring the evaluation of solar energy potential for all new projects. Next slide, please. Through conversations and coordinations between public works staff, engineering staff, and downtown developers, new utility standards and guidelines have been added to codify best practices and knowledge gained. These include some detailed guidance on the location of curb stops, fire department connections, and grease trap access. Modified regulations have also been created related to service, trash, and mechanical screening to ensure the continued execution of a visually appealing environment, even in our back of house areas. The overall goal here is to memorialize the best practices and decisions made by city staff in coordination with developers to provide clarity in the development of future projects and streamline our review process. Next slide, please. Finally, the downtown special sign district was removed from our plan entirely to eliminate the confusion related to its application, which proved to be both burdensome and poor performing. The municipal code was updated very recently with the goal of making the downtown plan signage requirements obsolete by including new sign requirements for the downtown and the Westminster station area, which I'm sure you all can think back to. Additional sign types that were allowed in the downtown are still allowed, but that information can now be found in one place, making it much simpler and quicker to review and issue sign permits. A few sign regulations remain in the updated plan, however. Through application of the updated municipal code sign regulations, it's been realized that specific regs for wall signage and projecting signage need to be adjusted to better fit with our downtown vision while continuing to meet tenant demands. These changes are seen as a temporary solution until the municipal code can be updated in the future. Next slide, please. According to Municipal Code 11.520, all specific plans and specific plan amendments shall be approved by motion of the City Council after review by the Planning Commission. The plan has been thoroughly vetted for compliance with all applicable city codes and the comprehensive plan identifies downtown Westminster as a focus area. Plan update proposes no increase in development density and zoning provisions and sewer capacity limits. Both act to effectively limit density and ensure that the adequate service can continue to be provided. The spirit of the existing plan remains wholly intact, with minor adjustments made to better align the downtown vision with citywide objectives and policies, and to support developers and businesses seeking to be a part of downtown Westminster. Next slide, please. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission hold a public hearing and recommend that the City Council approve an ordinance to adopt the downtown Westminster specific plan update. This recommendation is based on a finding that the plan meets the criteria established in 11.520 of the Westminster Municipal Code. Next slide, please. The downtown plan update meets all of the city's strategic plan goals and will ensure the delivery of a downtown environment that continues to fit with our citizens' goals and overall vision. And with that, that concludes my presentation. We have key staff that are with us tonight. John Burke, who you just met earlier, is here, in addition to Deborah Baskett and Sean McCartney, who are with Community Development, Paul Smeechin, who's with our office, the City Manager's Office of Sustainability, Nathan Ank, one of our engineers with Community Development, Sarah Borders from Public Works, and Andrew Spurgeon is also available, as well as Rita and John McConnell. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Do we have any questions or comments from commissioners? Seeing none, I will open the public hearing and ask if there's anyone who wishes to speak in favor or against this item. We did not receive any emails or voicemails for this project, so it looks like There's no one to speak, and I will close the public hearing. I will ask again if there's any comments from commissioners. In that case, I will ask for a motion on this item. Commissioner Mayo.
I move that the planning commission recommend that the city council approve an ordinance adopting the downtown Westminster specific plan. This is based on the finding that the proposed plan meets all 4 criteria for review found in Westminster Municipal Code 11-5-20H.
And Commissioner McConnell.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, I will call the question. We'll have a roll call.
Chair Boschert.
Yay.
Chair Boschert is in favor. Vice Chair McConnell.
Yes.
Vice Chair McConnell is in favor. Commissioner Colling.
Yes.
Commissioner Colling is in favor. Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn is in favor. Commissioner Mayo.
Yes.
Commissioner Mayo is in favor. Commissioner Zhang.
Yes.
Commissioner Zhang is in favor. Commissioner Torres.
Yes.
Commissioner Torres is in favor. Vote is complete.
Thank you. It passes unanimously. At this time, I'd like to ask if there's any old business we need to discuss. Any miscellaneous business? Our next meeting is on November 9th. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And we don't have a start time yet?
It will be a 7 o'clock start for the public, and I'll reach out to you all with details.
Okay.
on the
All
list.
right. If there's no other comments, I consider this meeting adjourned. Thank you.